Week 3 is coming in high in the Chattahoochee Valley. We've got non-region matchups, regional rivalries, and crosstown showdowns in the jam-packed Friday night schedule. It's Region 5 2A versus Region 3 1A as LaFayette takes on Loachapoka and Lanett takes on Notasulga with regional bragging rights on the line. The champs are back as Beauregard opens their defense of Alabama's 5A state championship at home against Greenville in a battle of 5A powerhouses. Opelika looks to go 2-0 to start the young season and extend their win streak against Auburn to 4 games, while Auburn looks to get a major rivalry win on the week's biggest stage. It's the Tigers and the Bulldogs in the 92nd edition of this storied rivalry, and this one might steal the show. What's up and what's good, everybody? I'm Jack Patterson, welcoming you to Week 3 of the News 3 PrepZone preview, the Chattahoochee Valley's first high school pregame show. The first 2 weeks of the season have been surprising, to say the very least, with several teams pulling off upsets. A couple of them, Spencer and Schley County in the last couple of weeks. This week has the potential for more teams to be on upset alert. We have several matchups to watch in Georgia tonight, including Carver looking for win number 1 on the season. They're on the road at Douglas County. That's always a tough matchup. Hardaway's also on the road playing a tough opponent, Lee County, a 6A powerhouse. They looked great in the Corky Kell Classic a couple weeks ago. That'll be a tough task for the Hawks. And then Columbus will host Upson Lee in the first half of a Connect Stadium doubleheader. Note the time, folks, 5 o'clock kickoff. However, our focus, we're going to go across the Chattahoochee River to Alabama, where there's several intriguing non-region matchups this week. We start with a pair of them featuring teams from Region 5 2A hosting teams from Region 3 1A. In the first matchup, it's the Indians of Loachapoka facing off with the defending Region 5 2A champions, the Lafayette Bulldogs, and what will sure to be a rocking atmosphere at Bulldog Stadium. The Indians are coming off a season that saw them make the playoffs for the 14th straight season, but they made an early exit in the first round. Head coach Antonio Richards is in his first season taking over for Jerome Tate, who compiled a 60% win percentage in his 22 seasons under the helm for the Indians. Now, they'll be tasked with trying to stop Lafayette's extremely fast offense. You ever heard of speed kills? That's Lafayette. That made them deadly last season en route to a region title and a 2A quarterfinal appearance. Lafayette comes into this matchup ranked 10th in Class 2A by the ASWA after following the 4A's Dadeville last week. The Bulldogs will be looking for a repeat of last season's matchup when they double up the Indians 48-24. In the other matchup, Notasulga will travel up I-85 North for a date with the Lanett Panthers at Morgan Washburn Stadium. The Blue Devils are coming off a thrilling 37-33 win last week over county rival Reeltown and look to use that momentum to exact a little payback from last season's 61-25 trouncing at home by Lanett. But the Panthers will be feeling great coming into their matchup as well, as they defeated Valley 28-7 in an extremely personal rivalry matchup that was about as chippy as you'll see in a high school game. Lanett looked really good last week, and they look even better in the polls. They stand as the number 3 team in 2A, and they'll look to back it up Friday night. And don't look now, but the champs, you remember those guys, Beauregard, you remember them? Yeah, they're back. The final team to start their season in 2017 is the last team standing in 2016. The Beauregard Hornets, like we said, will start their defense of their Alabama 5A state championship against Greenville. That team has traditionally been known as a state powerhouse in 5A, Beauregard's classification. You can go back a couple years ago and relive some of the phenomenal matchups they had with Eufaula for the region championship. However, last season, they took a major step back, missing the playoffs entirely. They'll definitely look to shock the state on the road, but last time I checked, the Hornets still have one of the best offenses in the state, and that offense is led by Alabama's reigning Mr. Football, LaDamian Webb, who put on a performance that will live on for years to come in the 5A state title game. Look for the Hornets to be a definite threat to repeat come December in Tuscaloosa. And now it's time for our Friday night tailgate game of the week. And last week, we had a rivalry that was in its 55th edition in the Heritage Bowl between Spencer and Carver. We know how that turned out. How about for this week, a rivalry that will play out for the 92nd time tonight? It's the Auburn Tigers taking on the Opelika Bulldogs, a battle of top 10 teams in their respective classes. Auburn comes in at number 8 in 7A, while Opelika comes in at the 5 spot in 6A. Opelika has owned this rivalry as of late as they go for their 4th win in a row over the Tigers. Last season, no contest. It was all Bulldogs, blowing Auburn out of their own stadium 28-0. And Opelika looked great in their season opener, defeating Smith Stations on the road 51-0. But Auburn also looked impressive. They defeated Carver Montgomery 27-0 in their home opener. There's a lot more than bragging rights on the line, especially for Auburn. They get ready to play the two teams that finished ahead of them in Region 2 7A in the next 3 weeks, Central and Enterprise. Momentum will be huge to carry into the region schedule for the Tigers and for the Bulldogs too. Their region is no slouch either. Auburn and Opelika is our Friday night tailgate game of the week. Join Natalie Pellicetti starting at 5-4 Central for reports live from Bulldog Stadium in Opelika. And after all the games are done, come on over, hang out with us on the Prep Zone, 11:15, 10:15 Central on News 3 and WRBL.com. Check out the live stream. Remember, you can also follow WRBL Sports on Twitter at WRBL Sports. You can follow me at JPattersonTV. I'll be at Columbus's game at Connect. Remember, that is a 5 o'clock kickoff at Connect Stadium. There's a doubleheader. Kendrick Shaw will start at 8 o'clock at Connect. And I'll also be in Lanett as they host Notasulga. But for now, that's a wrap for us. I'm Jack Patterson, wishing everybody safe travels on this Labor Day weekend. And most importantly, go out and enjoy the games, and we'll see you next week right here on the News 3 Prep Zone Preview. We'll see you later.